Hey folks, here's another walk-around video I wanted to make. This is a very special bike. I know I keep saying that all the time, but well, I'm a very special bike type guy. This is my 2011 XR1200x. This is a bike I absolutely love. I have a real lifelong relationship with this model. Well, actually the XR750 from back in the 1970s. The XR750, by the way, is the bike that Evel Knievel would crash all the time. So anyway, this is this is in a funny way a derivative of that. See, this bike was produced in from 2010 until 2012, and previous to that there was the XR1200. The difference between the XR1200 and the XR1200X is that the X has upgraded suspension components and I believe a little bit of engine tweaking. So it's a very fast bike. Really love it. See, it has the inverted forks. It has high performance rear shocks. Came with a factory oil cooler. And this is a take on the Harley Davidson flat track race bikes. Again, XR750. And I knew the XR1000 was a bike I was really in love with back in the early 80s. XR1000, it had dual carburetors. It's a bike that just really turned me on back in the day. And it's a bike. Sorry about that. It's a bike I always loved since I was a little kid. XR1200X. It's, I mean, this is a real genuine sport bike. See, your feet are back on. They're on rear set foot pegs. You know, the exhaust is higher up for better ground clearance. This steering damper though was extra. This is something that was added, I believe, by a previous owner. I bought it used, by the way, and very low mileage, but what was really important to me was that it was all original. So this is all original except for that added steering damper, which actually is a good thing, you know. So I wouldn't take that off. So here it is, my beloved XR1200X. It's fun to be back on a sport bike from time to time. I just gave it an oil change yesterday, so there might be a few oil drops still on the cement, but I have a cleaner that'll clean all that out real quick. See, the wheels, the rear wheel is a 17. It's wearing a 180 tire, and the front is actually an 18. The rear is a 17, the front is an 18, and it's wearing a 120. It's funny that you know, they have that 17 in the rear, 18 in the front, but you know, that's all calculated, you know, for the handling characteristics. When you have a slightly larger front wheel, you know, the rotational force, I guess, you know, gives it more stability. Always a bigger front wheel is always more stable at higher speeds, but in contrast, they usually require a bit more effort to flick into turns. But this one, the handling is really just fine, and it's also compensated by the rake angle, which I always talk about. The short wheelbase short wheelbase and short rake angle makes it a very great handling bike. And contrary to the cruisers, this bike, you know, it has a higher center of gravity. It's a sport bike, short wheelbase, high center of gravity, higher center of gravity, and it's very wheelie prone. So I'm not a big wheelie type guy, but if I ever want to get that front wheel up, it goes up very easy, very minimal effort. So that's it. It's all original. Original exhaust. I do have a set of Vance & Hines Black Widow exhaust for it, but I haven't put it on, and I just love it too much. It's only original once, like they say, so I want to keep it original for a while. And in fact, that Vance & Hines Black Widow exhaust system has also become a collector's item too, since it's also discontinued and still brand new in the box, so maybe I'll put it on one day. And that's it, my beautiful XR1200X. It actually has a plastic gas tank, you know, and they've had issues where it would swell up, I guess due to heat, but I've never had that problem. And that's it. I don't put all that much mileage on this bike. So you have here the 180 rear tire. You have the 180 rear tire. It's a great handling bike. Aluminum swing arms. Really love this bike. Never get enough of it. Oil change yesterday, so don't mind those little spots. I'll clean those up soon. Oh, there it is. I love that it came with that big oil cooler. It really helps keep it cool under high speed. I mean, it's a sport bike, but of course it's no Japanese or European hyper bike, so you know you can't compare really in terms of performance. But it can go great around corners, and it's fast as hell, very torquey. Just a real hoot to ride. I know that that clutch cable is sticking out like that. That's not the original clutch cable, by the way. I guess the previous owner replaced it for whatever reason, and he put one that's a bit too long. But I did buy a replacement clutch cable, so I'm gonna an original clutch cable, which is the correct length. So I'm gonna be doing that. Put that back on it, and that's it. Nothing, no big woof, no big deal here. Yeah, my beloved XR1200, XR1200X. It is. See, now that's a Sportster. That's a sport bike. It's too bad, eh? Harley Davidson, they have this tendency when they produce a great bike like this, they only keep it around for 3 years. You know, the XR 1200 was from 2007 until 2009, discontinued, replaced by the XR 1200X, which was 2010 until 2012, then discontinued, and they never really made anything else like it. I know in 2016 they came out with the Roadster, and I mean, that's a cool bike and all, but it's not the same, you know. The Roadster was more sort of cafe racer inspired, but this is a real race bike. This is the like a flat track race bike, and I believe this is also the influence for the Indian FTR 1200, FTR flat track racer 1200. And I remember when I saw the concept bike, the Roland Sands concept bike of the FTR 1200 before it was released on the market, totally fell in love with it. I was gonna buy it. I was all jazzed up, and then I saw the production model, and well, I was very disappointed. The production model looks nothing like the concept model. The concept model actually looks a lot like this, but the production model of the FTR 1200 was a real disappointment. And I mean, it never compared to the XR, the Harley XR. I mean, you know, you can throw all kinds of technology, you can you know, horsepower and technology, and I don't fault Indian for any of that. But I mean, the bike has to it has to push the right buttons, you know, for you to like it. I mean, it just doesn't for me. So I'll always be in love with my XR 1200X. Yeah, there it is. Anyways, what a gorgeous bike, man. Wow. And it's so much fun to ride. It's a little wheelie monster. There it is. I can stand there staring at it forever. I've actually gotten offers for this bike for more than what I paid for it, but I'd never sell it. I'd never sell it. Well, my beloved XR1200x. I've had this bike now for 8 years, and it always gives me a big smile every time I hop on it. It's got that cool 70s naked sport bike vibe to it, and it's very low tech. I mean, the only high tech that it has really is just the fuel injection. No ABS, no rider modes, none of that other stuff. You know, the thing about that Indian FTR 1200 also that really bugs me is has this touch screen. It's all electronic, and you know, all these rider modes. It's like too much tech. You know, it takes away the charm of the bike. This is all pretty much analog. The only difference between this and the ones really of the 70s and 80s, well, this is more really just, well, of course the suspension and all the advanced engine design, but also all it has really is just fuel injection, you know, which is a good thing, but really nothing else. Anyway, I guess I've been yapping a little bit too long here, so anyway, thanks for listening, if you were able to stand my yapping. And that's it. Well, take care, guys, and hopefully I'll make another video soon. Take care. Bye bye.